Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to our channel, Developing Prospects Baseball. Coach Matt and Coach Shane here. Remember, our goal is to equip you guys and give you guys the knowledge that we have gathered over our careers, our playing careers, and not only our lives. I have my bachelor's degree in kinesiology, so this topic really adheres to what I know. Again, this video is specifically targeting upper body injuries. It's targeting elbow injuries, shoulder injuries, and scap injuries, and I'm going to give you guys stretches to help prevent those injuries and help keep you guys on the field longer. Let's jump right into it. The first stretch that we're going to go into is something that we're going to do post-throwing. Post-throwing means once we're done throwing or we're done with our practice, this is the stretch that we're going to go into. During my playing time, I had a lot of pain in my elbow and in my scap. I mean, most of my mechanics for throwing were correct, but what happens when we throw, baseball is an unnatural throwing motion, which really causes pain because we throw so much. And if you want to make sure that you stay on the field longer and prevent those injuries and allow your body to flush out that inflammation, you have to do post-throwing stretches. So the first one we're going to do is to target our scap area and the back here. It's also going to give a little bit of ease of tension on our shoulder. So you just need to find a wall. We're going to use a fence here because it's something that everybody has on their field. So you'll kind of go over to your fence. First thing you'll notice is I want to get close to the fence because, again, remember, we're stretching in here. We're stretching our shoulder blade. So by getting close to the fence, we're going to stretch out our shoulder and our scap. Okay, so we want to be athletic with our legs, and we want to reach up onto the fence as so and stretch down. Notice how I'm not standing straight up. I'm stretching down, which is stretching all in here. So you'll hold for about 10-12 seconds. Okay, you can grab the fence if you notice my hands I'm grabbing, but I'm really stretching my shoulder blade and I'm really stretching in here. Notice I'm not bouncing up and down. I'm just giving it a good hold, which is just really stretching that scap and helping to prevent injury. So you can hold for 10 or 12 seconds, switch over to the other arm, do the same exact thing. Bend a little bit. Obviously, the more you bend, the more you're stretching. If it's a little painful for your player to do, you can have them stand a little taller and just reach higher. The lower you bend, the more stretch you're going to give to that scap. Again, this will alleviate a lot of the pressure we have in here from throwing and really help keep your player on the field. For stretch number 2, again, this is a stretch that's for post-throwing, but can also be added to pre-throwing if you guys want to. One of the biggest concerns, and obviously you guys have heard of Tommy John surgery, and what that comes from is injury in your elbow, specifically right on the inside of your elbow. And what we can do to prevent that, and what a lot of big leaguers end up getting diagnosed with, is some forearm tightness. Okay, so if you see in the major leagues, they're like, oh, he has some forearm tightness, and you wonder why they're keeping him out from practicing and playing. That's because usually some forearm tightness ends up leading to problems in the elbow, or forearm tightness is the beginning stages of Tommy John surgery. So a big stretch that I like to incorporate post throwing or after practice is the basic forearm stretch. Okay, but there's several keys that we need to focus on when we are doing the forearm stretch. The first key we need to focus on is we need to keep our arm out and straight. Okay, when we do the stretch where we pull our 4 fingers back and we stretch this out, a lot of kids, you'll see them come down here because they get lazy or they come over here or whatnot. We want to make sure we're keeping that straight arm and we're pulling these 4 fingers down. Okay, notice how my arm is completely straight, it's not down, and I'm holding my 4 fingers. Okay, obviously this is going to stretch out our forearm and alleviate the tightness that we have in there. So that's stretch number 1 for this. Stretch number 2 is we're gonna go same thing, take my 4 fingers straight out, pull them straight back. This is gonna alleviate the tightness underneath as well as a little bit on top. So there we go again. We'll hold that for about 10 seconds each. And then the last one is we're gonna put our palm down, grab the front of our fingers, and we're going to push. This is going to stretch out this top part of your forearm. So we got the bottom, we got the top. We're going to do it on that. Something that people get a little bit confused about is when we're a thrower, so I throw with my right hand, we need to make sure that we're not just stretching our right arm, but we're stretching our left arm. We want to make sure that we're getting both arms equally, so that way we don't have any kind of weird injuries or just little weird things happening. For stretch number 3, it's going to be a little bit different in the fact that you actually need a tool to do this. Okay, I have a basic PVC pipe, but we will put a baseball specific one down in the bio. This right here is specifically important for anybody that's throwing with movement, or even pitchers when they're coming down for their whip on their arm action. The PVC pipe is going to help us to really stretch out our shoulders and really stretch out again our scap. It's similar to the wall hold because it's stretching out that same area, but this will allow us to make sure that we're staying connected with our body and we can stretch out our entire obliques. So what we're going to do is we're going to, depending on the player's arm length and body length, is how far we want to go out. The best way to do it is try to get outstretched. If you're in here, you won't feel the stretch as much, but if you can reach out as far as you can, this pole is a little bit short, but we want to reach all the way out with locked arms. Okay, as you see, both arms are locked out. And all we're going to do is stretch to the right, okay, all the way down to the right, and we can do the same thing all the way down to the left. We can hold it for about 10 seconds on each side, come up straight to the top, come all the way straight down to each side. And what's that doing is it's stretching our obliques here and also hitting the outside of our shoulder. One more thing we can do, which is kind of a little bit of a free tip, is we can use, again, straight arms. We can bring it over our head, okay? When we bring it over our head, we have these muscles, the back muscles here, that get flexed. When we're doing some of our throwing, we want to make sure that we're not only stretching out in here, but we're stretching the middle of our back as well, so that way we don't create any deficiencies. We want to make sure that we're stretching out our body evenly. So the last drill, or the last thing we're going to show, is we're going to reach again, locked arms all the way out wide, put it over our head. If you notice, my arms are still locked, shoulder width legs, and we'll just go into a little bit of a squat. And again, you might think, oh wow, he's doing squats, he's doing his legs, but no, this is strictly a back stretch. And you just go down into your squat, go down to about 90. As you can see when I'm doing this, because I haven't done it in a while, my back is shaking a little bit. So it's shaking because it's building those muscles that we haven't worked in a while, and the PVC pipe really just allows us to focus on stretching while holding something. Again, we want to, this focuses on stretching our back, builds our muscles, and helps us really prevent those injuries. As you can see, the importance of stretching is really beneficial to help keep you guys on the field. Again, our goal here at Developing Prospects Baseball is to give you guys back our knowledge that we know, so that you guys can maximize your reps and time on the field and do so efficiently. We really hope you guys enjoyed the video that we just put on. If you really liked it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give it a like, give it a comment. If you have any questions about any of those 3 stretches that we did in the video, feel free to ask us in our comment section. We'll get back to you quickly. Again, hit that bell for notifications. We're dropping videos every Tuesday. Again, thanks for watching. Good luck on the fields.